Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Kurt Thomas, and thank you so much for watching my video. I know it's been a while since I've posted a video, but I appreciate you viewing this one. For those of you who know me, and maybe some of you who don't know, I used to be a state trooper for the state of South Carolina for almost 7 years. And this video is going to be about being authentic. Uh, I've been in the Air Force for the last 17 years. I did 4 years active duty a long time ago, took 7 years off. Came back in the reserve since 2010. What I will assure you is that authenticity can be felt. When I was a state trooper, I remember one night I arrived at the ER after traveling for a while, after working what's called a fatality, a possible fatality. It was a fatal collision involving someone who was potentially getting ready to lose their life. And my job was to make sure I go to the ER to check on that person, or at least to talk to the next of kin to let them know that we're investigating the collision. So one night I arrived at the hospital. I walked in through the ER entrance, the emergency room entrance. And as I walked in, immediately I knew that they were working on my driver. They were incubating, they were still doing chest compressions, and I could tell from all the bells and whistles that this person was fighting for their life. I walked around the corner and realized that all of the family members were in what's called like the family room. I walked in, I took off my campaign hat, and I said, "Hey, good afternoon. My name is Trooper Thomas with the South Carolina Highway Patrol. I am the state trooper that's investigating the collision involving your family members. Now, I know he is currently fighting for his life, but I'm here to make sure I cover everything. And I know we're still investigating, but I want to let you know that we're here to support you and that we are going to do everything we can to make sure you have all the answers that you need in regarding to the questions you may have." So after talking for a few minutes, I realized that as I'm talking, I could immediately identify the matriarch of the family who was in the corner, sitting very quiet. And I also knew that there was what's called like I think every family has one of these. It's like the family pastor, the person who does all the praying and knows all the scriptures. And so that family pastor thanked me for being there, and I was getting ready to leave the room after sharing with them and letting them know what my job was for them. Uh, he said, "Before you leave, if you don't mind, we were getting ready to pray, and if you don't mind, Trooper, do you mind just staying here and just pray with us? I'm going to lead the prayer, but do you mind just holding hands with us and as we go into a word of prayer?" I said, "Absolutely." I put the campaign hat on my clip so it hung there, and we all held hands as the pastor of the family prayed for everyone. And as they're praying, I could hear the sniffles, and I could hear everyone just doing their best to pray. And that when I tell you that family prayed, they prayed and prayed and prayed. And as they're praying, I know from a logical standpoint that family member was only about 50 feet away from us fighting for his life. But on the spiritual side, I also realized that there is something about prayer that could turn a situation around. So after the prayer, I thanked them for allowing me to pray with them. And I wanted them to feel that even though a mile or two away from the hospital, there are about 5 or 10,000 cars going up and down the highway, that I was their state trooper for right now at that moment. That no matter how many people are traveling on the interstate, that I was their state trooper for that moment. I walked out, I put back on my campaign hat, and I decided to go through the main entrance of the ER instead of going through the emergency room exit. Um, and as I was exiting out of the family room going through the main door, I noticed that there was a young man. As I was opening the door, he was coming in, and this young man had pink balloons and a car seat, and he had the biggest smile on his face. And I put two and two together, and I realized that this young man just had a baby girl. So I immediately said, "Hey, man, congratulations on your baby girl. This is your first one." He said, "Oh, man, thank you, Trooper. I appreciate it. This is my first one. I'm so excited. I'm going up there right now. I came in, I left out the main entrance, and I had to go home and get a few things. Now I'm back." And so he was like, "Hey, where's the elevator?" No matter what I was going through with the other family, I made sure that I walked him and I escorted him to where the elevators were. And I congratulated him because I know what it's like. And before I left him, I said, hey, look, don't blink. He said, what do you mean? I said, trust me, they grow up quick. He went on by this way with the biggest smile on his face. And when I exited the hospital and got back in my patrol car, I took off my hat and I released the biggest sigh that I've had in a long time. Now, state troopers, law enforcement officers, we see this all the time. But every now and again, there are stories and things that we have seen that it makes us pause for a little bit. So there I was, helping a family say goodbye to a loved one. And on the other end of the spectrum, I am congratulating someone who just welcomed a life into this world. And it got me to thinking that the best thing that I could have done in both of those situations was to be authentic when I was in the room full of sorrow, and to be authentic when I was in the presence of a very happy first time parent. The whole reason I wanted to make this video is to share with you that authenticity can be felt. And just to remind you of that, research suggests that whenever an employee feels appreciated, and it comes from a very authentic appreciation, when you tell someone, hey, great job, I appreciate all the work that you do, thank you for all that you do, you're so valued here, and they feel that they're inspired, they're motivated to go the extra mile for their company. And so with that being said, I am just at a point in my life that when I speak to someone, when I go work out at the gym, I think my authenticity shines so much because I'm supposed to be there for like an hour. Sometimes I'm there for almost 2 hours, and my guys know me for that. But in short, I realized that it makes the biggest difference. And so for those of you who had an amazing Tuesday, an amazing week thus far, and you couldn't find anyone to be happy for you, let me just be one of the ones to look at you right now as you watch this video and say, listen, I am happy for you. I am sincerely grateful that that proposal went through. I'm very grateful that that deal went through, that you got the contract, that you just had a baby girl or a baby boy or whatever that you felt was so exciting for your week or your day or your evening. I'm very happy for you. And for those of you who are experiencing sorrow or the death of a loved one, I know what that feels like. And most of the time, people don't know the right words to say, right? But when I lost my only sibling, I wasn't looking for the right words to hear. I just wanted to make sure whoever said anything to me, that it came from their heart and that it was authentic. So from the deepest part of me, if you have lost someone recently or you're still dealing with it, I want to let you know you have my sincere condolences and my thoughts and prayers with you. And if it's been a while that no one has told you that they love you, I just want to look at you as you're looking back at me right now and tell you that I love you, I appreciate you, and thank you for watching this video. You guys have a great one. I appreciate your time. Remember, people can feel it. Make sure you show it. Take care. Bye.